Hello everybody, my name is Professor Rich, and today we're talking about the present perfect in the best possible way. Have you smashed that like button yet? Let's take a look. We'll start with a little fun quiz, as we often do. So how's your grammar, sir? We got 4 questions there with multiple options. I want you to choose the correct option in each case. For this, you have about 5 minutes. And while you do that, I'll say hello to everyone in the chat. And also, maybe I'll just move my picture a little bit because it's covering some of the questions. There we go. So let's see who we've got here today to learn some British English focusing on the present perfect. All right, let's have a look. So we got Mina Pandi. Hello there. First to arrive. Mina, this is becoming a regular thing for you, which is fantastic. But you are you're regularly the first person to arrive. Maria del Carmen, hello there. Julia Hata, hello. It's great to see you. And we got Kat again. Meow, meow. Hello there, Kat. How are you doing? Hello to Manuel Gordillo. Hello, evening, and I can't get signal. How's your internet connection doing on the island of Tenerife? Hello to Nazrin Tabatabai, who says, a number I can't read, false. Is that 1, Nazrin? And hello to Alexander Vladimov. Yichivo. Russia. Where are you from, Russia, Alexander? I think so, right? So I had a very lovely Russian student the other day. Elena Anisimova was telling me that she really wanted to buy me a coffee, but it's not possible because of the economic sanctions placed on Russia due to the war in Ukraine. That's really a shame. I understand the war in Ukraine is terrible, and we hope that that conflict ends ASAP. However, it is a shame that Russian citizens who have nothing to do with that are punished by that situation. That's a shame. Anyway, obviously it's really terrible that people are dying as well. I mean, that's also a big deal, of course. So yes, conflict, armed conflict, modern warfare is a horrible, absolutely atrocious thing. Can't imagine what it's like, and it would be just so terrible to be in that situation. Let's move off this topic. I'm not the person to address those particular issues. So let's have a look. We've got some answers. Renit Dishuka has come in with a 1 true, 2 true, 3A and 4D/8. Interesting. I don't agree with everything there, Renit. I think one of those might be a little bit wrong. I'll give you 1 more minute, everybody. 1 more minute to have a think about that. And while you do that, let's have a look at our poll. So my poll was, have you smashed that like button yet? And we have yes, 73%, no, 27%. And I think the no's have corrected because right now I am seeing concurrent viewers 17, likes 17. Dong. Thank you very much, everybody, for the support. I appreciate it. We will get the message across to YouTube. Today, we are talking about the present perfect, especially in British English, but also in American. We use it pretty much exactly the same as the Americans, apart from 1 or 2 functions that are a little bit different in British English, and we'll talk about them. Let's have a look at some answers. So, number 1, we sometimes use the present perfect to talk about finished actions in the past. It's true. I've been to France 3 times. Are those finished actions in the past? Yes, they are. Is that the present perfect? Yes, it is. Number 2, we never use the present perfect with a specific time period in the past. is false. Did that one catch you out? It's false. For example, I've lived in Oxford since my 38th birthday. I've lived in Oxford since the 6th of August 2019. So actually, yes, we do use the present perfect with a specific time in the past. It's just we use it in a bit of a different way than when we use the past simple with a specific time in the past. Also, you will note that there are times with the present perfect when you don't use a specific time. And that's what makes it special, that you can say, I've been living in Oxford. I don't need to say any time in the past, right? So there's that special thing about the present perfect. Number 3, complete this, and this one should be, I haven't finished having my dinner yet. Great. Did you get that? And number 4. Is C. I've just had my breakfast. I had it at 6 a.m. So, anyone confused? If you are confused, then ask me right now in the chat. I'll take answers on this. So look at those answers. We have 1A, 2B, 3B, and 4C. It was designed to be perplexing, Julia. Does anyone have specific questions about some of those that are incorrect before we move on to our class today? And today we're learning about the present perfect. We're learning English, and we're learning how to use the present perfect in British English in particular. We are looking at some English grammar, how to use the present perfect. Seems to me that this is an unprecedented structure. You mean I haven't finished having my dinner yet? Rich, can you help me with this? Can you help me move this thing to the garage? Hang on, I haven't finished having my dinner yet. What it means, Julia, is it means I'm having my dinner right now and I haven't finished having it yet. So the situation is, it's an unfinished action in the present which started in the past. Okay, it's an unfinished action in the present which started in the past. I haven't finished having my dinner yet, and I'm specifically saying I'm still doing it. Right, so another way to say this is I'm still having my dinner. I haven't finished having my dinner yet. So anytime you can say I'm still ing, you can also say I haven't finished ing, right? So I'm still streaming on YouTube. I haven't finished streaming on YouTube yet. That's true right now. I haven't finished streaming on YouTube yet. It's a bit tricky because I've used finish, and then after finish, we've got an ing form. Okay, it's not the present perfect continuous. It is the present perfect simple because it's haven't finished. All right, great. Right, let's move on. So here's the plan for today. The topic for today is mastering the present perfect. Okay, we're going to get rid of the word mastering and just have the present perfect because otherwise it doesn't fit. So today we're going to do a fun quiz. We've done it. Done. Completed. Moving on. We're going to examine the functions of the present perfect. We're going to examine each function in turn. We're going to examine the form of the present perfect, and we're going to practice the pronunciation with natural British English. So the present perfect. First of all, the most important thing to do here is to separate the present perfect into the functions. In other words, the question here is, how do we use the present perfect? That's really the key thing. And I talk about this a lot. Really, the most important thing to start with is, how do we use something, right? And how do we use something? Another way to say that is, what's the function? What's the function? So I'm going to show you all of the functions of the present perfect with examples. Let's take a look. So take a look at that. Take a look at all the functions there of the present perfect and the examples. I want you to read through it and try to remember the information. You ready for this? No cheating, no screenshots, no photographs with your mobile phone. Just look at that, read it, and try to remember the information. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. 2 minutes looking at that, trying to remember the information. And also, does anyone have any questions? Does anyone have any questions about this? All right, we have about 1 minute left, and your task here is to memorize the information. No cheating, no mobile phones. It's not about who's the best, okay? It's just a fun activity to see what you can remember. Right, so I hope you did okay with that. I believe there were 10 functions in total. And in just a moment, we're going to play a little game to see who can remember the most of those functions. Just having a bit of a problem with Google Documents because it's a pain. That's why. Because of course it is. Why do you do this to me? Huh? Google Documents, you got some sort of a problem? Can't do it. Can't do that. Can't do it like that. Wonderful, wonderful. This is just what I want. Okay, I'll do that. All right, that does it. So you don't need to get this exactly right. Just want you to try to remember what you can from the screenshot before. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's give this a go. Boom. All right. So looking at the screen right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can you remember the missing information? Type your answers into the chat. We do not need exact answers. So if your answer is almost right, that's very good. It's difficult not to cheat when I have my mobile phone in my hands. Just remember, Kat, you're only cheating yourself. It's like going on a diet and then eating ice cream every night when no one's watching. There's no point. Oh, this coffee tastes so good. You know what I've got going on with this coffee today is coffee. First of all, Vietnamese coffee. Café. Okay. Chung Nguyen. Chung Nguyen. Chung Nguyen. Right. Vietnamese cafe. And I've got that with evaporated milk and chocolate syrup. It's good. Oh, that is so good. Whew, that's too good. That should be illegal. All right, we've got some answers coming in. Meow Meow saying number 1, showing changes. Got Julia with number 3, past actions, which still affect the present. Anawat says number 5, progression of something you do. Great. So people doing quite well on the function side of things. How about the examples? You can give me your own examples. That's absolutely fine. Can you give me your own examples? It's great, by the way, when you give an answer and it's not a perfect answer, but it's still correct. Because when you do that, it means that you've put the answer in your own words. And that is a version of personalization. So it's a very effective way of learning. So, for example, Meow Meow said number 1, showing changes. Now, that is correct. It's not the exact answer that I had, but it is correct. So that's brilliant because it means Meow Meow has put that in their own words. And that's fantastic. Today we are learning the present perfect, specifically the present perfect in British English. This is Professor Rich English Learning Channel, where you can learn English on YouTube, free English classes live, with all English learning questions answered. And I'm going to give you about 30 seconds before I give you some answers. Let's have a look at some of these examples. So, Julia for number 2 says, I've been reading this book for several hours. It's a good example, Julia. And she then corrected that with, I've been reading this book for 5 hours. Also a good example. Different than mine, but great. I've been studying for 3 years. Good, Meow Meow. I've been living here for 15 years. Brilliant. That's close to mine. Maria del Carmen says, I've lived in Spain for 47 years. It's good. You've used the present perfect simple, whereas we use the present perfect continuous in the other examples. But your example's still good. Present perfect simple is okay here. I've lived in Spain. I haven't completed my homework yet, number 4. It's good. Very good. Anything with yet's really for number 4. I've already sent you my homework, number 6. Great. That's right. For number 4, it's something with yet in the negative. And for number 6, it's something in the positive with already. What's this? I've just arrived at the airport. What's that for? That's not one. That's not it. Not just. We're not doing just. We're doing already or yet, I think, Manuel, for 4 and 6. All right, so let's get our answers up here. So here's our answers. You can just have a check there at those answers. And in case you can't remember where the questions were, I'll just fill those in for you now. So you can check your answers against the information which you typed into the chat. And there we go. So now that we've done a bit of a work with this table, does anyone have any questions about it? Any questions about the table? Right, we're going to move on and we're going to focus on some of the specific sections. So first of all, and I'll bring myself back. Dong, hello. And let's make me a bit bigger. So first of all, talking about life experience. So this is probably the most common use of the present perfect, isn't it? Or it's the one that, maybe the most simple use, the one that comes up a lot. And very popular in the form of have you ever. Notice the pronunciation there. Have you ever, have you ever, have you ever. Have you ever plus participle. Okay, is the way of saying it. Have you ever. So super common in that form. Have you ever plus participle. Talking about life experience. And then there's various other common ways that people use the present perfect in this way. So just very simply using it like that. I've eaten insects. I've designed live streams. I've programmed ChatGPT. I've drank coffee. I've drunk coffee with chocolate sauce. Okay. Just talking about things I've done. Very commonly like that. Another way is to say, I've never done it. I've never eaten insects. I've never designed an English stream. I've never programmed ChatGPT. I've never learned how to program. Another one. And yeah, I suppose that's about as simple as it gets. This is the one where people often say you don't normally mention the time, right? Because we're talking about life experience. It's really, this is like a yes-no thing. Is this an experience you have in your life? That's really the question that we're asking here. Is this an experience that you have in your life? So we don't normally mention the time because we know it's in your life or in the life of something. So they're the common ones for that. That's life experience, super common. All right, moving on. We got life experience with number of times. That's just an extension of the previous one. Life experience with number of times. I've been to France twice. I've sent 56 emails this week. You notice also you can specify there the duration of the thing or the time period you're talking about. If we don't specify the time period, then obviously it sounds like your life. Wow, look at this. I've sent over 7,000 emails in my life, for example. So life experience with number of times. Something important about this, we don't use the continuous. So you don't use the continuous form for talking about number of times. So we're not going to say, I've been sending 7 emails today. That sounds horribly wrong because it sounds like, what's happening there? Don't do that. Because when you say that, it sounds like you haven't finished sending any emails. You're just in the process of sending 7 emails, but you never actually sent one. So Yeah, a bit weird. All right, let's move on to the next one. So next we have expressing change. Expressing change. So this would be things like, I've already got used to the horrible weather in the UK. For a useful phrase for people who have moved to the UK and been living here for about 2 years. When you've been living here for about 2 years, you can say, I've already got used to horrible weather in the UK. He's become rather a fantastic teacher over time. So this sort of thing. It's been getting warmer recently. Okay, so often used for this idea of expressing change. Something's going on, some change that started in the past, carried on to the present. And it can either be a completed change or a change which is incomplete. And you can see the difference there with the simple and the continuous. He has become a fantastic teacher, meaning he is a fantastic teacher. It's been getting warmer, meaning it's still getting warmer. It hasn't finished getting warmer yet. Versus something like it's already got warm. Now it's going to get cooler. So there we have present perfect for talking about change. No one wants to talk to you, meow meow, really? Come on, you're super popular. I'm talking to you right now. If anybody has any questions while I'm going through this, do let me know. Sorry, my face keeps covering the text. Need to make it a little bit smaller, I think. That's a bit too big. How about that? Trying to strike a balance here is kind of difficult. Something like that. Maybe that works. Meow meow says, I'm feeling... You're struggling? How are you struggling, meow meow? Let's see. How can I help? Look, everyone's talking to you now. See what you've done? Past actions, time not important. We already really covered this one when talking about life experience. Right? She's written 5 novels. It's the same thing, isn't it, really, as life experience. Past actions, time not important. I'm not really going to cover it because, to be honest, I think this function is included in other functions. So, moving on. Talking about the duration of something which started in the past. So this is a nice one. This is one where it's something true in the present, and we want to talk about the duration. So something true in the present, and we want to talk about the duration. That's the situation here. So commonly things like, well, for questions, commonly using how long. Donc, how long have you? How long have you blah, 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 right? I've lived or been living here for 76 years. Talking about something which started in the past and is true in the present. And this is in contrast to in other languages where for this you use the present, right? So many languages you say, I live here for 7 years. Okay? Can you do that in your language? In English, it's wrong. You can't do it. That's wrong. So you can't do that in English. And we can't say, I'm living here for 3 weeks. You can't do that in English. So in English, for talking about something true in the present, when you want duration, we must use the present perfect. That's also for American. So British and American are the same here. They both use this. You can use it in the negative, and using it in the negative does not mean that the whole action is false, only the duration. I haven't lived here for 3 years. I've only lived here for 2, for example. So you can see there an example where I'm just saying the 3-year part isn't true. And actually, I've only lived here for 2 years. Right. Moving on. Something which happened a short time ago. This is one of my favorites, and this is one that I often teach quite early on because I think it's a very useful phrasal structure. So let's talk about this one. This is, I've just done it. Right? I've just cleaned my room. I've just Google Documents. Google Documents. Okay, I've just finished streaming. I've just eaten my dinner. And it's an interesting one because this one, you don't normally see this in the question or negation form. You can have the continuous though. So that's okay. I've just been playing video games. And the difference here is emphasis on extended / ongoing action. Notice must be an action, not a state. So you can only do this with action verbs. I've just been playing video games. The emphasis on the ongoing action. Our useful phrase here is I've just done it. I've just cleaned my room. I've just finished streaming. I've just eaten my dinner. I've just been playing video games. I've just had a drink of my lovely coffee. And I've just said that I just had a drink of my lovely coffee. And I've just said that I've just said... Okay, I won't go there, but you get the idea. I've just read in the chat Pallavi saying meow meow prove it. Dun dun dun. Okay, Pallavi's getting spicy with her memeology. She's been taught by Daisy and Pavia to be prickly. Okay, I'm just joking. There was some question before, where are Daisy and where are Pavia? Don't know, busy, I guess. Busy young ladies, and it is November. It's quite a busy time for young academic people. By the way, if anyone wants to be a moderator, I'm very open and interested in people who want to be moderators on the channel. I prefer mature, balanced individuals. Julia, you're a prime candidate. Do you want to be a moderator? Basically means if we get anyone comes in the chat and starts spamming or saying inappropriate things, then mute them temporarily and give them a warning. I think Daisy does a very, very good job with this. Daisy has been a fantastic moderator in the past and very quick as well. So if anyone's interested, then let me know. Right. All right, past actions which have present moment effects. So this is the one that you always read in the textbook, and everyone seems to think, oh, the present perfect, that is past actions which have a present moment effect, right? This is the one that everyone thinks is the present perfect, right? But actually, this is definitely not the most common. And it's possibly quite rare, actually. But it is there. Yeah, he's broken his leg, so he can't play today. If you've already finished your work, go do something else. I finished my coffee, so I'm going to get started on the dinner. So I notice we're kind of linking it to the present. Past actions which have a present moment effect. I've studied 37 PhDs. So don't tell me what to do, Mom. So, something that's happened in the past that has a present moment effect. I've drunk 37 beers. That's why I'm struggling to speak clearly. Right, you got the idea? Past actions which have a present moment effect. Manuel Gordillo says, I disagree with the first paragraph. What? What do you mean? What paragraph? Pallavi, yes, nice one. You've called her out. Yeah. Meow Meow needs to do the homework. Come on. I'm not a cat and I've done his homework a couple of times. Ooh. Spicy. Sounds like a pavia to me. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. Vladimir. Totally. The anonymity of the anonymity of the internet, ladies and gentlemen. My printer's broken, so I can't copy your sheet. Okay. Yeah. But also, my printer hasn't been fixed, so I can't copy your sheet. Or my printer has jammed up, so I can't copy your sheet. Great, moving on to the next one. Something not done, which you expect to do in the future. And the big thing with form for this one is, of course, yet. That's the key word for this one. Yet gives us our implication. Something which is not done, which you expect to do in the future. So, I haven't finished explaining the present perfect yet. Oops. No comma. Please. I haven't finished explaining the present perfect yet. I haven't read everyone's messages in the chat yet. I haven't smashed that like button on your latest YouTube video yet. Etc., etc. So, very commonly used in negation. Also, yet is the common way to ask questions in many functions in the present perfect. Have you bomb yet? Have you been on holiday this year yet? Have you eaten paella with rabbit yet? So, yet, very common way to ask questions using present perfect. Something not done which you expect. The implication is you expect it to happen. Like, have you eaten paella with rabbit yet? No, I haven't, and I'm not going to, right? So it's like if someone asks with yet, then you want to clarify, will you ever do it? By the way, welcome to Azmina Nazari. How you doing, Azmina Nazari? Are you good? Welcome to the premium English learning channel. And today we're learning the present perfect. We're looking specifically at British English, but actually it's very similar with American English. Asking if something is done in the present time period. Oh, that is this one. So, yeah, we've already done that. So let's move on. Bonk. Talking about the progress of an ongoing thing. Yeah, so this is often used with things like so far or until now or up to this point. So far I've been streaming for 46 minutes. We've got 25 likes so far. I've finished about 50% of the course. So talking about the progress of something happening now, something in progress. Something like that. And then finally moving on, we got talking about something finished before it's expected, often used with already. I've already done it. I've already finished my coffee. Unhappy. I've already told her about the party. Oh, we need to tell her about the party. No. I've already told her. I've already told her about the party. I've already done it. I've already done it. I've already learned the present perfect. I've already taught it. I've already finished teaching it. I've already done it. So talking about something finished before expected, often using already. And that's everything. So, okay, form. Do we need this? Do we really need this? I, we, they, plus apostrophe VE plus participle. When I say participle, I mean the past participle. Because when I use the present participle, I call that ing form. All right? So, yeah. I, we, or they plus v plus participle. There we go. He, she, it plus z plus participle. That's it. That's the form of the present perfect simple. The PP simple. Okay, in Spanish, that sounds great, right, Manuel? The PP simple. And moving on to the PP cont, which if you combine Spanish and English could get very interesting. The PP cont. Okay, we're going to use exactly the same thing for the PP cont, but we're going to have plus been plus ing instead of the participle. That's all. And same thing again. There you go. So that's the form, the PP simple, the PP cont. Oh, I don't have you. Silly. That would help, wouldn't it? And that's it. I mean, we could also talk about how do you form the question. Well, you form the question with subject, auxiliary inversion, as we often use in English. So we start with the auxiliary have, and then the subject you. Have you been to France? Have you been learning English? All right. So there you go. The PP symbol, the PP cunt. You might also wonder about where do we put the adverb, because that's kind of an interesting conversation. So let's just have a quick thing about that, because there's lots of adverbs that we use with the present perfect, like just, already, yet, ever. Right? So the position of the adverb is often here. So it's between the auxiliary and, damn it. It's between the auxiliary and the participle. And that's the same for the continuous. It's between the auxiliary and the participle. And the common adverbs with the present perfect are right there. Just, already, yet, and ever. So that's the form. That's the form. Oh, right. Are you ready for some pronunciation? Are you ready? Pronunciation. We're going to get some mouth cam here. Gonna get some mouth cam. Mouth cam. Come on, Rich, where's that mouth cam? Actually, what we also need is a big message to come up here. So I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to call this pronunciation cam. Just bear with me while I do this actually on the fly. Is this possible? I'm going to see if this is going to go horribly wrong. Yes, that has gone horribly wrong. Has it gone? Yes, has it? Yes, it has. Okay. Delete. It could go horribly more wrong in a minute. So we want video capture device, add existing webcam, boom. No. Why doesn't... Interesting. Very interesting. Kind of not interesting, though, actually. Kind of annoying. All right. Wait. Is it because... No. Okay. I don't know how to do this. I want to do mouth cam, damn it. Oh, I know why it is. Okay. I've got it. Figured it out. Okay, that's absolutely horrible. No. All right. Mouth cam used to work, no problem. And then, I don't know what happened, but it doesn't do it anymore. All right, folks, no mouth cam. I'll just have some horrible text on the screen. Pronunciation time. Let's make it so at least you can see the damn thing. Boom, boom, boom. So we're going to go for that, and we're going to go for background opacity like that. And do it like that. Okay. No. Right, so the idea here is I'm going to say a phrase, and then I want you to listen, wait, replay the phrase in your head, and then say it. If you can say your phrase out loud, that's brilliant. All right. Focus on the sounds. Number 1. They visited that museum several times. They visited that museum several times. Right. Number 2. I've never been to Egypt. I've never been to Egypt. Number 3. Have you eaten yet? Have you eaten yet? Number 4. I've already eaten, so I'm not hungry. I've already eaten, so I'm not hungry. Number 5. I finished about 90% of the class. I finished about 90% of the class. Number 6. I haven't made my mind up yet. You should follow this stream with. Now, because YouTube's being a bit funny, then we're not going to do extended practice right here. But a nice idea might be to record yourself for 5 minutes talking about things you've already done, things you haven't done yet, and things you've been doing for some time. Try that. So record yourself for 5 minutes talking about things you've already done, things you haven't done yet, and things you've been doing for some time. See how you get on with doing that. Here's the homework assignment. This is the homework assignment for Saturday. So the homework assignment deadline is Saturday. Which reading sub-skills from part 1 stream do you find most beneficial? This is from my stream on reading skills, and you can find that on the channel. So check that out. And I want you to record a 3-minute audio explaining your choice. Why do you like those particular sub-skills? And also mention these 3 things. So that's the homework. The homework for Saturday. And if you complete that homework, then I will analyze your homework on stream. And you should join our community. Meow Meow says, this is me, I'm sorry. The thing is, I love to play peekaboo. I apologise if I'm not meeting your expectations. Rich, I understand your disappointment. Huh? I'm sorry? Meow Meow? Hello? I don't have no idea. I have no idea of the reference. I thought I knew who you were because you said you've been watching for 3 years, but actually now I have no idea who you are. I've become super confused by that. Rich, I understand your disappointment. I'm not disappointed in you. I'm super proud of you. I'm incredibly proud of you, Meow Meow. You are a pillar of our community and an incredibly upstanding contributor to learning English. I barely had time to catch my breath these days because I've been swamped with work to do, says Domenico. Well done. Domenico says, how are you doing? I'm doing good, thank you. And what does Maria del Carmen say? I don't quite understand. Have a look at the stream since your pronunciation because has been repeated your voice. I'm a bit lost, Maria. What do you mean? I'm totally confused. I don't know what you mean. Can you explain? Right, so we're in question and answer section. If you have any questions about English today, type your answers in the chat, especially if you have a question about the present perfect, English grammar, learning English, how to learn the present perfect. That's really what we're talking about today. The connection has been repeated 7 times, your speech back and forth. Ooh, interesting. This is me. I'm the person you're talking about. Totally lost, Meow Meow. Completely lost. Since pronunciation. Oh, what? You mean... Hang on. This is me. I'm the person you're... I just had a listen. It sounds okay to me. Okay, well, we're going to carry on. Does anyone have any quick questions? Ooh, how about the perfect infinitive? Perfect infinitive. Have plus participle or have plus been plus ing for the perfect continuous infinitive. Use it whenever you would use an infinitive, commonly used after modals. You should have come to the party. You shouldn't have done that. You should have been working. That's it. You should have come to the party. You shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that. You should have been working. You should have been working. You've been coughing for 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm not getting that, Manuel. Right, we're going to wrap up then. Thank you very much for joining me today, everybody. It's been my pleasure. I hope this has been useful to you. Sorry about the internet problems. That's just YouTube. This has been a video on the present perfect and the present perfect continuous in British English. You're learning English with Professor Reach. Join our community. The link is down below, and the link for the notes today is down below as well. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you on Saturday when I'll be correcting homework. So join our Discord and send me your homework if you want that. Thank you. Have a lovely, 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 lovely week. Enjoy yourself. And catch you later.